Hey guys, so I was in the process of replacing my LMAs on my H22 engine, and I figured someone could probably learn from this, or could probably make an instructional video. So I tossed everything together, put one LMA in very loosely, just so I could explain to you how I did it. So first thing I would do is remove the distributor, the Vtec solenoid, and the ignition coil. Have those three parts right here. Okay, Vtec solenoid, distributor, and ignition coil. Cool. Then go ahead and remove the air box, or at least get it out of the way so it clears right here, and you'll see why in a minute. Okay, then you need to remove the cams, or the cam gears, and in order to do that you need to take the timing belt off. So you can watch a timing belt replacement video if you want to learn how to do that, or if you want to just undo the tensioner and just temporarily pull back the cam gears, you can do that too. So then remove the valve cover gasket. In order to do that, there is a ground right here on the side, and then you have the alternator cable, which is one 10mm and one plug that runs off the alternator. And you take all these 10mm off of your valve cover gasket, unplug the PCV, and this will come right off. Okay, so then under your valve cover gasket, so everything's gonna look like this. Okay, so the first thing you want to do, obviously, remove your cam gear. Have this one on loosely just so I could show you guys. Okay, and make sure you set everything in order. Alright, then there's a bracket from the motor mount, the driver's motor mount. You want to remove this little bracket right here. It's 114 on top, two 12s on the bottom. Okay, then remove your inner timing cover. So there's an actual cover behind the cam gears you need to remove. That would be two 10s. That's the rest of your timing covers. Okay, now in order to remove your LMAs, you have these 10mm plugs right here. There's one right here, one right there, and one under where your distributor goes in the back of your cam. Right there. Okay, cool. So anyways, remove these three plugs, set them, organize them. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so go ahead and remove two 10s. These are all 12s. Make sure this is all loose. Okay, so this piece, well, it's not all loose. These pieces will come off. So set these right there in order. Okay. Then underneath those you have all your cam caps. I set these on loosely right here just to show you guys, but you're gonna see there's two on each end and then three in the middle for cam caps. So for these two on the end, you actually need to undo these 10mm bolts, and then, well, then the cam cap should wiggle right off. Cool. There you go. So set all those aside. Then this is what you're going to look like. So actually at this point you can actually take your camshaft out. Pull your camshaft out. Camshaft right there. Okay, so took everything out. This is what it looks like. So this is a hole where the LMA goes into. You can see that. And this is what it looks like before you take everything out. So I will show you how to do this. So go ahead and take off this right here. and you'll see why in a minute. But you can thread a like an M6 bolt, thread right in. I just had this one laying around. I'm not really sure, but pretty positive it's an M6 bolt. And then just to keep everything organized, just set them in your cam caps where they're supposed to go. And then you know what, I'll keep this in here too, just in case. Okay, so once you've removed these 10mm plugs, there's a rod in here that'll slide out. Okay, and you actually, the easiest way to do this is to take a little extension about this long and just stick the 3/8 extension. Stick the where the socket goes in, that part of the extension, stick it through there, and take your palm and palm it really hard, and it should come out. Or actually, you could take the this end right here. That works too. Okay. Once you have the rod out about this far, you go ahead and take a paper towel, wrap it around the end, and just pull, and then it'll come out easily. So what you want to do here is, let me see if I can set the camera so where you can see what I'm doing. Okay, cool. So what you want to do here, these are the rockers. Go ahead and grab a zip tie and pull the rocker assembly out, and then thread a zip tie in like that while it's still in the engine. This way you don't lose any pieces and everything just stays organized, just like that, as you're pulling out the rod. Okay, and then you can set everything down, make sure nothing falls out. There's a slide pin in there so you don't lose anything. So anyways, continue to do that for all of the rest of them. And that's why you need to take your airbox out, because thing sticks out hella far. Anyways, there's that. Now we can go ahead and pull our LMA out. Boom. Beautiful. So let me show you. So this one right here, this is a good LMA. Makes no noise. This one's gone bad, I believe. Yeah, you hear that popping noise? Actually, I think some of them are worse. But anyways, I only had 2 of 8 of them were not bad. The rest of them were all making this terrible popping noise. So anyways, that's how to remove the LMAs on an F20B, H22, any dual overhead cam Vtec engine. I think B series are the same too. But yeah, the only part I skipped really was removing the timing belt. And there's a timing belt tensioner. You can watch a video on this, but there should be a tensioner right there, right above the crankshaft, right there. So you can probably see it, this bolt right there and that bolt right there. That would be holding in a timing belt tensioner. You can loosen tension on the belt enough to where you can slide your belt off your cams, and then there you can remove your cams. Anyways, that's if you don't want to do a full timing belt replacement. Other things I can go over, I guess, are okay, so if you're doing this on a Honda Accord, which I am, so the motor mount needs to come out. And so the motor mount, I have a polyurethane motor mount, but anyways, this is a motor mount bracket, and on the left side there is a stud. And you can't get the motor mount out without removing this stud. Well, on a Honda Accord you can't. So what you need to do is go ahead and grab yourself an extra nut that fits over here, and so grab yourself another nut that fits over, and then thread it down to about here, and then take another nut and jam it down and impact the second nut down onto the first nut, and then remove or back out the first nut, the one that's on the bottom, and then this whole thing will pull right out. I don't know if that made any sense, but anyways, the point is this stud right here is removable, and if you have an Accord with an H22, you actually need to remove this stud to get the motor mount out. I'm pretty sure on a Prelude you don't need to, but I mean, I'm sure it'd make it easier if you did. So anyways, stud's out. Other tips, not really sure. Oh yeah, the cruise control box. It's held in by two 10s. One 10mm right there, and one 10mm right there. 1 and 2. There you go. And if you want to remove that, it'll make it a lot easier to undo the brackets on this power steering. I actually didn't need to take this completely off, but I did anyways. So yeah, and this is what the bracket looks like that goes here that you need to remove. So also, when you remove the cam gears, there's a little woodruff key like you'd see in the crankshaft, and I'll show you. So this is a woodruff key that goes inside the crankshaft pulley. You're probably familiar with this. Anyways, this is the little woodruff key that goes in the cam gear. It's very easy to lose. So when you pull out your cam gear, make sure this comes out with it and you keep track of it, unless you want to go buy a new one. So, good luck on replacing or servicing your LMAs on your Prelude or Accord or whatever. Hope this video helped.